anything you want to say to the people before we end?
Like summing up everything we talked about?
No, just anything you want to say to them that you just feel like it's just
come
important.
Get your hair cut by this guy. You know? Come get your hair cut. Get some Glow by Ibrahim.
Yeah.
It's for the skincare.
Yeah, I'm always counting ounce at the ounce, pouring like a fountain, bounce. I run until I found a ton of can bend. Made a plan, then I bring the motherfucking bands in. Counting, my total amount is a mountain, ounces. At the pouring out ounces and ounces, bouncing from county to township.
The Nutra breast tastes like Crampton Crunch and mayonnaise. He said the Nutra breast tastes like Crampton Crunch and mayonnaise. What is that taste? I can't even picture that right now. That's the taste I don't want to taste.
Crazy. I don't know if you're gonna look at y'all yet, but he looking crazy.
Yo, we should have did like a little TikTok video of how crazy I look, and then put on my forehead, and then boom, come back. You guys took a whole new look. That's too late.
Like a don't rush challenge.
Like a don't rush challenge. Yeah, similar to that. That would have been lit. We gonna do that next time.
Okay.
Boom.
So, Evie, you kind of want to introduce yourself to the people. You want me to introduce you?
You could introduce me.
All right. So we got Evie, and just over the last year, some change, graduate of Albright College, the school that I just graduated from. We're not gonna give Albright too much credit for that. We're not gonna give too much credit.
Oh my God, I just learned something about Albright. You know, Albright used to be a place where North, they used to use North as a place to capture stage and hold them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's so crazy. I was a criminology psychology major, and I wanted to be what do I want to do? I want to be a lot of things. I mean, right now I'm a behavioral health worker, right? So I work with kids. I have like 2 businesses. I'm working. I got a skincare line, and I got something in fashion like denim. I make jeans. So that's it right now. I work like 3 jobs.
Now has that passion for fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has that always been something? And I'll speak up a little bit louder, and we can both speak up a little bit louder so that way they can hear us, especially while the clip is just rolling.
Okay.
But is that something that has always been an interest while you were at school too, or is that something that's just now of recent come along? Because I'm a business-minded person. Evie's now a business-minded person. So just talking about that transition between going to school for one thing and now finding your passion in something else, is that something that has recently come along, or while you were in school you've always kind of had that interest?
Well, with fashion, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I kind of self-discovered my style and stuff like that. Like junior year. Like junior year is when I kind of was like, oh, this is what I really like. So by the time I was like, oh, yo, I want to go to school for fashion, like, I felt as though it was too late because of the fact that I was in my junior year already.
Yeah.
So imagining like, oh, I want to take my whole major, I wanted to start all over. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to even go through. Yeah, I didn't want to go through that, and I already wanted to get out there as soon as possible. So I just was like, well, if it's meant for me, then it'll happen somewhere or somehow.
Right.
And then I went from like friends asking me to style them and stuff like that, which I'm like, I don't mind, but I don't really like that.
Right.
But I started like, I seen these jeans that people was wearing and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I think I can make that on my own. And ever since then, I just started doing that, and I was teaching myself how to do it, and I do it by hand too. So I hand sew everything.
Right.
So it's like I just use my creative mindset like that I have like sometimes, cause like I use my free time and everything, just work on it and stuff, and like try to perfect it.
Right.
Each day I'm learning something new. Like even got a sewing machine as a gift before,
Right.
and like I just started using it, so it's just interesting. It's a process.
Right.
But do I want to take the fashion stuff further? I do. But am I in a rush to do it? No. I'm taking my time. Like I'm not sitting here about to. I feel like it's a lot of. I have a lot of ideas, right. But I want to make sure I do the right idea, right, to start off, to make sure.
Just going about it the right way.
Yeah. I don't want to just rush it because I have an idea and I have people that's like, oh, they're gonna like it because it's me. But at the same time, it's just like, no, I'm more about quality over quantity.
Right.
So it's just like I want to make sure I'm putting something out that's really nice that everyone can like fuck with or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, I don't want nothing. I don't want no rush about it. So it's like I'm gonna just take my time with it. When it's time, then I'll be doing what I gotta do. But right now, I'm just enjoying just doing jeans here and there for people and like just practicing on myself as well too. So that's what I really like about it.
Just going about it the real authentic way.
Yeah, because
no shortcut.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people be like, oh, I want to make t-shirts. And then just throw a name on the t-shirt. It's just like,
there's no thought behind it.
There's no thought, there's no, what is it called? What do they call it? Like the meaning behind the brand. Purpose. There's no purpose for it. You're just doing it because you know you can throw a name on a shirt. And it's just like, well, I don't want to just buy a name on a shirt. So.
No, that's definitely, I mean, that's important. I think that right there in the mindset of us as entrepreneurs is something that can carry over, especially with like the older generation, our generation, and the youth. A lot of people don't look at you and say, oh, he makes clothes, or even that you would be interested in criminal justice. Or even me as an athlete, they wouldn't look at me and be like, oh, he's strictly business minded. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people, especially with our industries that we're tapping into, in our businesses, we don't look to, and as we were just talking about right before we started, we don't look for the now for certain things like that. When it comes to our careers, we're looking down the line. Yeah. So I don't need to rush everything because it's not about quick success, it's about longevity. Right. And sometimes it might just be that name to where you can throw EB on a shirt and somebody pay $100 just because it's your name. You know what I'm saying? But you've built the last 5 to 10 years of that brand equity to get to that point. Yeah. Right. And I feel like a lot of people, especially now, so many people want to cut that route and go the short way to that. They're just like, oh, I'm going to throw this here. I'm going to put this together. All right, I got the tools to get this, but just because you have the tools, it's not necessarily mean you know the right way to go about.
And also, like, people be like, oh, I got this idea, It's like, yeah, you may like it, but who knows if other people going to like what you got to offer.
Exactly.
And that's another thing I think about, because at the end of the day, I can make as many stuff as I want, but I'm not going to be successful if the people don't like it. Right. And that's what people be like, well, I don't care if nobody like it, but it's like, they're the buyers. Right. So it's just like, you got to make something that like most people will like. Right. Most people will fuck with and stuff like that.
I mean, the reality is, and this is anytime us as business owners, we tap into a market. The reality is, like, yeah, you want to create a product that you like, but at the same time, anytime, and this is for anybody that has that mindset, anytime you take that step to say, I want to extend my product or service, it's not about you. Anytime, let's say, hypothetically, I'm doing a book, or even, me cutting hair, I'm creating my own clipper and I'm selling them. Just because the clipper worked for me, now if I got 10 of them, I didn't make 10 different clippers for myself. All I need is 1 or 2. Yeah. So with your skincare with the Glow by Eva, if you just made 1, then that's fine for you. But you're making multiple. You're making a whole variety of products. So that's not necessarily all just being for you, but it's something that is good for, you know what I'm saying, other people. And now you're tapping into that market of trying to find a way to get that out there to people without just being like, hey, I'm Evie, buy it.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I think that's kind of something that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people do wrong. Especially in our race and in our people. There's always like we said, a quick way to success, and it always seems like you have to skip steps, but the reality is a lot of people that we see that are successful didn't skip any steps at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? Their route may seem quicker because you weren't there for the days that may seem long. You weren't there for the days where you tested out different skin creams to try to figure out what's the best combination for you. You know what I'm saying? And then taking that to figure out, okay, what's the best combination for other people.
Right. That's really true. So I think business is interesting. I feel like one thing I do recommend to people that's like interested in starting business or anything, or fashion, if you want to specifically talk about fashion, I feel like you should just take your time with it, because nowadays you can't just slap something on a sweatpants or a t-shirt, or even just be making stuff out your house and expecting it to just, oh, a lot of people want to buy this. Like, you got to take your time. I feel like you got to promote yourself. You got to also like brand yourself. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you got to slowly ease out there. I feel like you can't just throw yourself out there. Like, because, I don't know, some people can, don't get me wrong. But also those people have some type of platform where they can do that.
Say that.
If you don't have that supporting platform, I feel like you're just, I don't know, I'm not going to say wasting your time, But you just.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that fine line. Is it I'm selling clothes or I'm selling merch? And I think a lot of people don't understand like the fine line that's walked between, because it's like when you see people that's like, if you have a YouTube channel, right? Glow by Evie is a YouTube channel, but then you're selling Glow by Evie shirts. That's merch that's connected to your original brand. If you're selling something separate, then that's your brand within itself. I think a lot of people that have a platform and use that platform to then connect other businesses, they don't have their own brand in a sense. It's usually some type of merch, you know. So, and even if it isn't merch, that might be the harder route for them, because you're not trying to create something that's like something you already have. So it's like if I'm selling cars and I got cars on t-shirts and I'm like Ants Cars, if I then go there and switch it to the All-Star Movement, which is my brand now, and try to sell fitness apparel, people might be like, whoa, like I didn't know you was into fitness. Some people may support it because it's me, but other people might not draw towards it because it's not like my original idea. And I think that's something that, tying into your point about the platform that people have, is important, because you kind of got to realize what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? There's a separate reality about what you're doing. And not to get too business technical, but there's 3 levels of success for owners of business. And it's a technician, a manager, and a planner. You got people that worry too much, that are trying to solve all the issues before the issues arrive, and those are planners. You got issues that are technicians, where a lot of people in our industry, if my cousin is good at fixing cars, now he's opening a repair shop. That does not necessarily mean he knows how to run a business. He knows how to fix cars, but he doesn't know how to run a business. Right. And you have people that are managers that are good at running the business, but they don't necessarily have the skills to do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like our people in general, we gotta kind of find a way to be all 3. I feel like a lot of people are.
And you gotta learn it, but people don't want to learn it. People want to sit here and rush it all. I think that's the only problem. People don't want to take the time out and just learn. And it's okay to not have everything right in the first few months. Right. But like, I feel like, but also social media also play a role, and like just seeing other people's success plays a role too. So it's just like
social media in itself is let's slowly tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Like social media, and I'll say, okay, how have you felt the impact that social media has had on you? From when you first started Instagram, Twitter, and everything, have you felt any changes within yourself that you can directly tie to your social media? And this is outside of your brand, as far as like your businesses.
I think so. I feel like, but like I had to learn how to like disconnect it all. I feel like social media, so like I felt as though within having social media, I felt as though I was behind. Like I feel as though I wasn't doing something right. And when I say that, I'm saying like as in like success. Like there's so many people I see my age, they have their own apartment, cars, like stuff like that. Or like, they could go to the store or like they'll pop up with all these big designer bags and shoes and stuff like that. And it's like, well, damn, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I feel like that's how it feels. But then also I gotta remember, like, for example, and this is not downing anybody's success or anything, but like I went to I'm in school. Right. A lot of people didn't go to school. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
There's people that look at you.
Yeah, there's people that's looking at me like, oh, yo, he's decent for even going to college. Like, I didn't get a chance to go to college. It's people that take shortcuts. I didn't take the shortcut. I'm taking the long way. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? And sometimes it's kind of nerve-wracking when you see other people take shortcuts, because you be like, oh, I want to do the same thing they're doing. Right. And it's just like, because you start to feel like, I don't know, not insecure, but it's like, dang, like doubting yourself. It's like, what am I doing?
And it's not even like envy or hate, but it's just like
it's just that you looking at stuff like, dang, they got this, they doing this, they doing that. Or these people on vacations and stuff like that. It's like, damn, what? Like, I'm
like trying to vacation going to Penn's Landing.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. So it's just like, it's stuff like that. But I had to also separate. Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own walk. Right. You don't know what some people do. Like, even with the big designers and stuff. A lot of people be wearing fake ones. Right. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. I can't be sitting here talking about, oh, I wish I had what they had. They doing the cheap way. Right. They going to get some fake Balenciagas. You can't even tell they fake for real.
And it's the same thing like even with me in my field of being a barber.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 22. And for those who don't know, I'm 22 and I just turned 22. There's a lot of barbers. First of all, half of the barbers that you see that's famous are 20 or between the ages of 18 to 25. So I'm looking at them like, one, how quickly did you go to school?
Yeah.
Okay, if you didn't go to school, how did you go through the process of getting in the shop? You know what I'm saying? The different avenues that you went down, because one of the barbers that I follow, shout out to Vic Blends, because I actually was chatting with him a couple months ago. He's one of the young barbers that shows mad love to the younger community, but he's 20 years old. One of the well-known barbers in the barber community. You know what I'm saying? So there's guys out there where me, myself, and I'm not a hateful person like you're talking about, but I just look and I'm like, yo, like, if I would have known, and I think that's a part of it, if you'd have told me X amount of years ago, you would fall in love with being a barber, would I have went to college to do business? If someone would have told you you'd have fell in love with fashion, would you have went to school for criminal justice? You know what I'm saying? So it's, and maybe from my mindset and how business oriented I am, I might have anyway, but I know that story for a lot of people may change depending on the future that they might see. So I know for social media, for me, it has that same connection because you just look at people, like you said, where it's like, I know Chris and Queen, when they first got on YouTube, from their platform on Instagram, they had 1 million or so followers in less than a year. I'm looking at my YouTube now, or young creators creating their YouTube, and it's just like, yo, like, I'm the same age as them. Why can't I have the same pathway? You know what I'm saying? And that's to start off. We all know where they're at now, but like you said, everyone's story begins at a different way.
Everybody's journey to where they want to be is different. Right. Literally, some people may not see $1,000 to their 30. Right. Some people, like, you know what I'm saying? Some people gotta like sit here and like spend money as they go, live check by check. Like my goal is to not live by check, but some people can't experience that until they're like 30. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? Where they can start actually saving and stuff like that. So it's like you gotta always remind yourself like that's their path, that's what they have to do. Right. You're gonna get yours. You just have to keep working. Right. And sometimes you do because you can't say somebody don't work hard for what they got because you don't know their story. Right. You know what I'm trying to say?
And I think so. I think that's unique to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like these last, and I'll speak from my personal standpoint. These last 4 years of college is something that I've used this platform to echo to people. Like my story is different. Your story is different. Yeah, we come from the same city. We may have been in the same region of West Philly, but there's a whole different avenue. There's a whole different story that goes into that. You can grow up a block away from me, and we have two different stories. We have two different realities. So I feel like the reality that we face, like you said before, that path is always going to be totally different for different people, even if y'all are from the same area. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like people have not an insecurity, because I don't want it to sound negative, but a doubt within themselves of their story and the importance of their story. Right. Because there is someone out there that shares the same story or has the same pieces that they might not be able to put together. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And is there any other way that you've seen different platforms, you're saying, impact you besides that? Or
it's people that like I saw it, I was like, yo, this is very inspiring, man. Like even and that's another thing. Sometimes I don't like look at it like I'm doubting myself stuff. But sometimes when I see some people, I'm like, yo, that's very motivating seeing those people, because it's just like, yo, these are people my age, and it's just like, oh, I went to school with this person, and it's like, wow, like just even getting a glimpse of what they're doing, seeing the clips, it's like, oh wow, it's very inspiring. Right. So most times I try to take those things as inspiration. So it's just like, you know, and motivate myself. Like even like with Milano coming from Philly, right? Like her situation with fashion and stuff like that. So it's just like it's so interesting seeing how big she is now. Even though I know she probably want to be even bigger than what she is, right. But it's just the fact that the point that she even came from a city where we're from, and she has Black China, Little Baby, and Rick Ross and all them wearing her stuff. I think that's really dope. And
she has a whole tab that's celebs.
And she has a lot of celebs. even if they wearing it as just a regular outfit to the store. The fact that Black China is wearing my set to the store,
Right.
and like people gonna be like, oh, where did they get that from? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Or
it's
what's
just
that?
yes, and it's just like it's so decent to me. So it's just like I be like, oh, I can't wait for my moment to come where I can do that and work as hard as she did, and just like take that as like motivation for me to even push myself to go further. So I feel like you gotta learn to like not let things bother you where that turns into envy in the sense where it's like, oh, how they get this and I can't do this,
Right.
and how they got that and I don't have that. That's corny. Like they stuff not even that decent. Like you don't have to bring nobody down to do that stuff. So it's like you just gotta learn how to like differentiate the two, like the difference. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not. You can't hate on nobody else's success. Your time will come.
Right.
And I feel as though when you hate on somebody's stuff, your time, that's going to make it even a much longer process for you.
Right.
So
that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's the pathway that everybody has to go down, and the reality that everyone has to face. Tying that into relationships in general, right?
Mhm.
I feel like a reality that a lot of people don't really get into is knowing your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that in the sense of, and I'll even use my relationship for an example, right? We've been together for a year, known each other for 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people that would say that's not long enough
Mm-hmm.
for y'all to be in a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, how do
I
you,
don't think it's about time.
okay, I was going to say, so how do you feel
I don't think
about,
relationships is about time. Like people be like, well, it's only been 3 months. There's some people that meet each other and 3 weeks later they're married.
Right.
Like it depends on that bond and connection that you guys have with each other. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
You can learn so much about somebody in a day.
yeah, if you spend that,
If you spend that
quality
genuine time and y'all build that bond where y'all can sit there and share that much deep information about each other
Right.
and stuff like that, and you actually sit there and listen. I feel like time is nothing at the end of the day. Time is just people use as an excuse. There's some people that feel as though they need time, or I need 4 months in order to say I love you.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Or some people like, oh, I'm not saying I love you until a year later.
Right.
And it's just like, I feel as though if you feel it, then it's okay to say it.
Right.
If you feel like you know you love that person, then you shouldn't be afraid to say I love you. So I don't know. I feel like when people say something about, when people try to bring up the time, I think they're using it as an excuse, not as in like time actually defines the relationship.
Right.
So
I think that's actually tying into exactly what I was going to say, because I'm someone that used to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Before I got with the person I'm with, I was kind of that person that, and I know a lot of people are like that, where you kind of wait for that moment to tell you that you should go to the next step.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times it's kind of like that cliche that you always hear: when you wait for something to happen, it's not always going to happen. So I feel like, and it may be a concept of, if I'm looking for that perfect moment, then I'm going to forever expect that perfect moment to come with anything. So I'm never going to be ready to take another step. And I feel like for us in my situation, it came a point, and this is all credit to her, where it was just a reality of like, yo, either this is happening or it's not happening. Like, and if it's not, it's okay. If it is, that's great. We can now take the steps and move on. But if it's not, then that's fine. And I think tying that into a lot of the, something that we touched on briefly before this, but the reality that if some things don't work out between 2 people, then that's okay.
That's okay.
You know, and
And I got a lot to say about that. I can say something about that. I feel like I was in a relationship with someone for 4 years.
Right.
And we recently like ended it.
Right.
And we're not beefing. We ended everything on a good note.
Right.
And there's no bad vibes between us.
Mm-hmm.
Wish each other the best. We still want to support each other. But like, it would just all be, it would be from afar, you know, like, instead of like, I'm right by your side.
Being right there.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's fine. I feel like back then, if this happened, if we was to break up a year ago, oh, I would have been petty. Like, I would have been, oh, don't talk to me no more.
Right.
You're blocked off of social media.
Right.
I'm blocking your phone number. But like now, it's like, I feel like it depends on your maturity level and understanding of it. Like, you don't have to, as human beings, we don't have to beef. we don't have to have a problem with each other.
At
We
all.
don't have to just bring negative energy around each other. It's okay if you don't work out with somebody. You know, I feel like if like that person hurt you, that's different. Like, you know, I got hurt. And you still don't have to have hate towards them. But I'm saying, like, if we both came to agreement, like, this is not gonna work, it's like it's best if we just move on. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Then it's like, it's no point of sitting here being mad. I mean, yeah, it hurts, it sucks, but it's not, I'm not about to sit here and be like,
It's not the end of the world.
yeah, it's not the end of the world. Because at the end of the day, something better will come. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right. And even if that, and this is a disclaimer, even if that means something better will come for y'all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Not all the time. And I think that is like, at my experiences, that's always been the issue. Because I've always been that guy that tells people, if me and you don't work out right now, that does not necessarily mean something can't happen down the line. You know
It's the same thing with friendships to even more.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with anybody. Like, I feel like,
Yeah,
Not
and
even just
even in relationships,
Yeah.
us talking about relationships, we're not just talking about intimate relationships, we're just talking about relationships in general.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where there's a dispute, where there's a disconnect, and that doesn't necessarily always mean that connection can't be brought back.
I do
later
feel as
on.
though I do agree with, if it's meant to be, it will be. Regardless of anything, the universe will bring y'all back together somehow, some way, somehow. So I do like agree with that for the most part. But then also it's like, sometimes if it don't come back, you can't be wishing it. I mean, sometimes you do. I feel like memories. This is another thing people like to do. People hold on to memory hoarders.
Right.
And it's like, yes, we had the greatest memories together. Like, oh my God, like we had so many laughs and You were somebody who showed up I could cry on.
Right.
But it's like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like, it's fine.
That
But now
was
it's time
great
to
at that
move.
moment.
It was great at that moment, but now you're in the next new chapter of your life. It's
Right.
time to move on.
Right.
And I'm not saying pack those memories up and shelve them, but it's just like, you could always go back and revisit them, like, in your mind or whatever, like,
Right.
I guess. But at that moment, like, creating more memories with that person, it's been brought to a stop at that moment. And it's time for you to,
And creating more from that point might not be what's beneficial
with that person.
Right.
So it's time to just move on to something new.
Right.
Because I feel like everybody needs something new in their life.
Right.
Not saying relationship, but just a new,
something new. Just
something
anything.
new in general. Because I feel like stuff do get, not everything lasts forever.
Right.
So at the end of the day,
And even and that is important because like I feel like and it's crazy because me and my brother talk about this all the time, but his view on certain relationships is like it's like a lot of guys in a way where it's like this is not going to last forever. What you like now is what you're not going to like,
2 years from now.
2 years from now. But the disclaimer to that is that does not necessarily mean that if you're with someone now that y'all are going to break up in 2 years. There may be changes and improvements that y'all make that's going to make the relationship better for y'all in that time. And at least I know for me, tapping into my past with people, I've been with someone who said basically like, how can you feel this way? In my eyes, we were good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a lot of people, and it could be male or female or any type of situation, it can even happen with friends. Always understand and check on the other person. Because I feel like a lot of times we get in situations where it's like, oh, if I'm good, then we're good. And a lot of guys do that. Where it's like, and I do that at times where it's like, all right, if I'm not getting on nobody's nerves, if she's not getting on my nerves,
Right.
then that means that she's good. You know what I'm saying? So the mindset that a lot of people have in relationships is like, it's a little selfish in a way, but it's like, all right, if I'm not complaining, then everything's all right.
Right.
And I think that is not a healthy thing to build upon, because the reality is like, any relationship, intimate or not, is a bond between one or multiple people. So, and even a relationship that you have with yourself, you know what I'm saying? That ties into that reality that you gotta have with yourself at times where it's like, yo, like, what's important to you? What changes have you made to do X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and sometimes you gotta have those real conversations with yourself to understand that you might not be the person, you might not be now who you're gonna like 2 years down the line. Two years from now, or a 25-year-old Ant might not like what 22-year-old Ant was doing. You know what I'm saying? So those are the changes and advances you gotta have in yourself. And maybe 25-year-old EB might not like what 25-year-old Ant is doing, but that doesn't mean that 30-year-old us is not gonna be cool.
Right.
So I think, I I don't know. I just think that like a lot of times when it comes to relationships and understanding certain people, I feel like there's always that disconnect between trying to be too perfect,
Right.
and understanding that like if something's not okay, then everything's not okay. And it's like what they say all the time, like if a light bulb is broke, you don't burn down a house. It's like one little thing is messed up, that doesn't mean you destroy everything.
Right.
Like, so I don't know. Like, how do you feel about that? Could be wrong. So.
I think it's just because of the fact they don't have enough experience.
Okay.
Because, and I say enough experience because they don't know how it is. I feel like when you love someone, not everything is going to work out 100%.
Yeah.
When anything, friendships, relationship, your parents, and it's just like, I love you, but I don't want to hate you neither. So if something's not working out between us, it's like, all right, I understand it's not working out right now. So you do you, I'm gonna do me. I love you. I'm gonna always love you, but that's that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But now the love is from afar.
Right. Okay.
But it's just like, I feel like you do have to go through the experiences with understanding that it's okay to
Not be okay.
be in a relationship. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay if something doesn't work out in your favor. It's okay because at the end of the day, I feel like something better will eventually come out of it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Not everything you want is good for you too.
Right.
So I feel like people be thinking like, oh, I want this relationship. I want this. I want that. And it's just like, well, if it's not working out, you can't keep forcing it.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And if you see the other person don't want it, then it's just like, I'm not saying give up, but like you just gonna have to. You can't force. Yeah. Sometimes you can't sit there and go back and forth with something. And you can't try to keep somebody that don't want to be kept.
Right.
You know. So I feel like the maturity level, like you have to go through the experience to understand that it's okay to accept the fact that we're not together. It's okay for us to move on, even though I don't want to. Because if it was up to me, yes, I would want to save the relationship. But also the other person do not, then it's just, that's okay. Y'all fought for as much as y'all could to like hold the relationship, but now if y'all can't hold it no more, then it's just like, it's gonna hurt. I think people don't want to hurt. People don't want to experience pain. People want to be happy all the time and stuff. So it's just like, when that level of pain even come up, they don't want to hear it. Right. They don't want to deal with it. So it's just like, what am I trying to say? You just gotta, I know you gotta face it. And some people don't want to face it, and that's exactly why they like, oh, I hate this person. Oh, I don't fuck with them. Right. Blah blah blah. They broke my heart. Duh, duh. It's just like your heart could be broken, but then people pretend to forget they're gonna heal. You're gonna heal regardless.
And a lot of that I think ties into too, what is your relationship with that person built upon?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people that we know within that space of being with someone, a lot of the foundation to say for a lot of the relationships are built on lust and intimacy.
Right.
And I can speak from, you know what I'm saying, my past with situations with people where it's like, even if I tried to get to know that person, there was a sense of, I don't need to get to know you to that extent because what I can give you, what my body can give you is going to be enough to excuse everything else. And I feel like a lot of people have that mindset to where it's like, oh, I'm good at this, or I look good, or I'm good at that. So now that can excuse a lot of the faults that I have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we've met people like that, where his mindset is just like, I'm cute, so who's gonna check me? And a lot of times it's not about who's gonna check you, but are you gonna check yourself?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, and I think that, you know what I'm saying, there's obviously different aspects that go into the faults that people have in certain relationships with people.
Right.
And our experiences come from, or I could say can shine a different light on that.
Right.
But a lot of our similarities in that come from the fact that a lot of people don't know their partner. or they have an idea of two separate realities that they want to live, that their partner may not have that same reality with, and it creates this disconnect.
Right.
And we talked about the reality that not all disconnects can lead to disbandment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or hate, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. So I think that's definitely a key aspect of it. Is there anything last, final touch on that aspect of it?
I feel like I feel like I said everything I have to say about that in a sense where it's just like I feel like it's just okay. You just gotta remember everything, even with a heartbreak or in the relationships or friendships, it's okay. And you're gonna forever have those memories and you should forever cherish them.
Right.
But now it's a new chapter that you're gonna have to experience without that person, and it's okay. And I just want people to remember, like, it's gonna get better at the end. So it's just like, I know some people like, oh, like I can't live without the person, I can't do this, I can't do that without the person. But it's just like, you can, you just don't want to, you don't think you can.
Yeah, you feel that now.
Yeah, you feel that now, but it's gonna be better. So yeah.
I feel like that right there is an important note to people in itself. Is, you know what I'm saying? We touched on in the last podcast the idea of like I said before, it's okay with not being okay. You know what I'm saying? That's something a lot of people gotta get into. I know for me, I'm really keeping the staying on this relationship topic. That really hit home for me after I was in my situation with my first love. And I know for that, it's okay with not being okay. That was kind of the overarching purpose of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And another reason why I feel like a lot of people, like we talked about previously, had that disconnect is your views of not only the future, but your views of right now. So with that tying into, let's say, not even politics, but another topic that's important for people when they have the idea of marriage and connection, religion. And I know for me, religion has played a major role in my relationships with people. Mm-hmm. Has that also for you, especially you being, it's a popular religion in our city, but not a lot of people in a way have the same religious views as you. So has that also played an important role in your life and your relationships with people? Or have you seen that?
No. No. I don't know, like, religion, I don't know, I feel like religion is a sensitive topic in general. So, like, I feel like I don't really speak on it much.
Okay.
But I do think, like, it's okay for people to have their own perspectives of religion.
Okay, so let's transition it that way. From someone that has that religious view, right? How do you feel about the connection between two people in that relationship sense? Should they be the same religion, or is that aspect okay?
I feel like the aspect, if they're okay with the aspect, then it should be okay.
Okay.
At the end of the day, like, we don't have to be the same religion in order to, like, understand each other. But I do think, I'm not even gonna say this, because some people have the same religion and y'all still believe it differently.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So at the end of the day,
or even not even believe it differently, y'all practice it differently.
Y'all practice it,
people that
y'all
are Orthodox, you got people that are, you know what I'm saying?
Even people that are Muslim, since I'm Muslim, I'm gonna look at this. People are Muslim. Some things that we say are haram, I could think this is haram, and I won't do it. Mm-hmm. But my lover probably won't. You know what I'm trying to say? They probably don't think it is that deep.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's certain things that's just like, everybody got different perspectives on it. But it depends on the connection that y'all, like, all right, y'all respect each other's religions, y'all respect each other's beliefs. Can you deal with it and stuff like that? That's the question for yourself. Okay. That you should be asking yourself. Okay, even though, like, people that's in two different religions. Okay, he's Muslim, she's Christian, or whatever. Can I deal with it? Am I okay with it?
Right.
When it's time to talk about kids and you're in the future with that person, can y'all come to agreement about what religion they're gonna be?
Right.
Or, like, you know what I'm trying to say? If y'all, would it bother you? If all your kids, if you're Christian and all your kids was Muslim, like, would you be okay with your children being Muslim as well and not being able to experience the things that you experienced growing up, like Christmas, Easter.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I feel like if you're okay with that, then that's fine. Like, it could work. But if you're not, then maybe you should want to talk to somebody that
has the same views
same views as you. I'm sorry, same views as you. It's religion. So I feel like religion is it depends on you personally, how you feel about it, how you look at this. Because I know some people, they be like, I'm Christian, but they don't practice it.
Right.
And they don't care. You know what I'm trying to say? They don't care who they talk to.
Right.
So
and I think for people too, it kind of goes into like that with not more so the people that you grew up with in a sense with that religion, but kind of like why is it that it feels more, what should I say? As a Christian, it feels more comfortable expanding to other religions. You know what I'm saying? Like Christianity is one of the few faiths where it's like so basic. Where it's like, even if I am Christian, I can go mess with someone that's of a different religion and not even think twice about it. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like in a way, in my experiences of dating people or having friends or just having that connection with different people that are of different religions has always been a thing for me, and it ties into my view of relationships.
right.
You know, we talked about it previously about you talked about your value of quality over quantity. The battle that I have within myself is the opposite, because I've dated people from different religions, and people from different religions, when you have that situation where it is somewhat orthodox, there's a timestamp that's on your relationship with that person, because the reality is that you have such that strong faith that this might not be a thing that's gonna last as long as we want it to. And I know for me, with the people that I've been with, my first love being like that, and even me having strong connections with people that are really, really close to me, I've always had that battle with them because I find myself not wanting to let people get too close until there's certain similarities that I know that certain barriers will break down. I know for me, growing up, that barrier of talking to people with different religions, you know, someone cheating on you and you not having trust for that person is different than me saying that, oh, you believe in God or you believe in Allah, you believe in, you know what I'm saying, whoever you believe, and now he feels the type of way towards you because you're messing with someone of a different faith. You know, and from my perspective, the pressure that was put upon me being with someone of a different faith, it was like, yeah, I care about you, but if I care about my religion and I respect you in a way, this can't continue because you're disrespecting your ultimate faith. Especially in my situation where those people are still connected to their faith. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, that's where a lot of my hardships now in relationships come into play, because of so much of what happened in the past. And, you know, and my situation was almost being attacked for it. You know what I'm saying? And having family members basically like being targeted for it. You know what I'm saying? Being with someone that on the regular would be like, oh yeah, Evie, you and such can date if you were this religion. But then it's like, oh, you're a great person. And then on the flip side, it's like, oh, we are dating. Now you're not a great person anymore because you don't have the same religious views as me. So a lot of that turmoil, a lot of that hate carried into me because I'm like, I don't want to get too deeply involved with religious people because I've seen both sides of the coin and I don't want that flip-flop attitude to happen again. You know, so I know a lot of people that had that battle, that have made it through that battle with people. Mm-hmm. And anytime, and like I said, like going back to our point of not everything is going to be perfect.
Right.
So it's okay not to be okay. I'm here now, I'm with the person I'm with, we have the same religious views, and the reality is that person I was with in the past built me to be the person that my girl now loves to be around.
Right. That's true.
So And every person I've been with, like I've said before, I'm cool with. In some way, shape, or form, I'm cool with. Because I look at it like, why would I give someone that I'm a big person on control and making the best out of a situation? Not control as in I'm overpowered, but control as in I just want to be able to make something good when I want to make it good. Why would I give someone that knows me better than most people the ability to go against me with such information that makes it important for you to understand me?
Right.
If you know some deep thoughts about me, why would I want hate between us? I don't know where your lines are.
Right. Like, you somebody I trust. You somebody that I trust.
Right. How that, saying how that connects to me and my personal connection and relationship with a lot of people is just that view and that idea of time has always been something that's important to me because of that. And like I said, even now I can see it, and these are truths that anytime you're in a relationship with someone, you gotta have with yourself. And I can see that now, being with her, I slowly make that transition of understanding the quality of what, the time that we had, tying into what you were saying, where some people look far down the line. And I'm more so someone that looks at the now and the day to day. And that stems from, we have a better understanding now about why that is. And that stems from my past of being with people that I couldn't have that quality time to look too far away. So you just always make the best of what's happening now. And I feel like there's a gift and a curse of that, because sometimes you don't look farsighted enough to the point where you don't value longevity. Or the flip side, which is positive, is you were so caught up in what's happening now that you do value everything that's occurring right now.
Right.
So I look at her and I make her realize to a certain extent where don't look too far. I'm here now. So let's make best of everything that's going on now, because I'm here, because we're here. Because we don't know when that next time of us being together, or that next time or whatever is about to happen is going to be. And so, and that's just my final, my final stand, my final wrap up of that aspect of it. I know something that's been important to you and something that you want to touch on shortly as we wrap a lot of this up is everything that's going on now. And this is something that is not just going to be a one podcast topic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because me and Jeremy touched on that in the last episode, but everyone in here is going to have a different aspect of their view on the movements and everything that's happening. So I want you to, if you want to share your opinion and your views about what's important to you.
I do want to touch on like what's going on in the world right now with this pandemic, but like more importantly, all black lives matter. And I think,
and what does that mean? Because he's not saying all lives matter, and you're not saying black lives matter.
All black lives matter.
Exactly.
And when I say all black lives matter, I mean as in the LGBT community, as in the people of different religions, everybody as a whole. You can't say all black lives matter, and you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're racist, anything like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, right. I feel as though you just can't say that and think it's okay that you go around saying all black lives matter, but really you're not okay with someone's sexuality or being trans and stuff like that. And I think even like it was just reported like the other day, Dominique Fells, I think she went by Remy, trans woman, and she was killed, and they found her body in the Schuylkill River. Right. So I just think it's crazy in the sense where it's like I do witness a lot of people going around saying, "Oh, all black lives matter," but they are homophobic. Right. And I think that makes no sense. Yeah, it's very hypocritical, and it makes no sense because at the end of the day, how come why your life matters more than mine? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. Who are you to tell me that I don't matter just as much as you? We're all the same people. Right. Especially since we're fighting the same situation right now. Right. Dealing with our race, the color of our complexion. Right. So it's just like, it's crazy to me that I could even that I have to even witness people
clarify.
clarified it to people and stuff. So I think no matter what, we're all human beings. And we all can love each other and support each other. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel as though don't get me wrong. I feel as though you're not comfortable, but you don't have to project ignorance. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
No one is forcing you to be comfortable, but like I think people just need to understand that you do not have to project ignorance all the time. At all, honestly.
Right.
Just like how they say, you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Right.
So it's just like, I feel as though people gotta understand that we all are fighting for the same reason right now. All we got is each other. Because we're going through the same exact thing because of the color of our skin.
Right.
So I think we have to stick with each other and love each other and not sit here and separate each other, but yet scream all Black Lives Matter, but oh no, all Black Lives Matter, but no, because you're transsexual. Right. No, because you're homosexual. Right. No, because you're Muslim. Right. No, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. That's not fair. We cannot put division in between us at all, especially at a time like this. We shouldn't be doing it at all.
Right. But especially at a time like this where there has been some divide already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we've already seen, like I said, that's why we touched on before, that politics and religion and certain ideas like that are topics that people always find a way to divide us with. We've seen people that support Trump but are also on the spectrum of, I support his political view, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I agree with how he's handling the situation now. You know what I'm saying? Do those Black Lives Matter? You know what I'm saying? Or black supporters of different religious groups that say like, okay, X amount of lives matter for this particular reason. Or like you were saying, there's people that say all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, but how does that tie into when we don't have the same sexual preference or the same the same views on pretty much any and everything?
Yeah.
Or the same views on what's important to you. And I think, like I said, we gotta just come to an agreement as a people and realize that
as human beings,
right?
Like, you know, and it's just like, you just gotta know that I feel like, I mean, everybody's gonna always have a different perspective on things, but there's basics that we should know that, like, all right, I feel like everyone should have the same basic as knowledge. Right. As in, this is the set, this is the tone for this. Now you could think about things different. Like, you go, like, I feel like we can have difference as in, oh, I like my pizza with sauce, I don't like my pizza with sauce. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. That's like stuff that we can have differences on and stuff like that. But I'm not about to tell, another human being life does not matter because of mine. And like, even I'm specifically talking about Black. I know the all lives matter movement. That's a whole different dumbass situation because I feel like Black people aren't saying, oh, you Chinese, you white people, y'all lives don't matter. Right. Our lives, no. We're saying we matter just as much as y'all.
Right. And y'all don't understand.
Y'all don't understand that, and y'all don't want to understand that. And that's sad that y'all don't be trying to understand that. Right. We get taught in school about the Holocaust all the time, and how
we have a month to dedicate to our history.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're not allowed to talk about the stuff that we went through. And not saying that not gonna say, oh, we went through worse, but like, we're still dealing with racism towards us because of our complexion. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just like, people don't be trying to understand it. And it's crazy because even when the whole Corona situation came out, you know, Donald Trump was making fun of Asians and stuff. Right. Saying, oh, it's a Chinese virus. And it's just like, Black people wasn't finding it funny for real. They was like, that's fucked up. Like, y'all saying it's like, you know what I'm saying? We came in the defense for them. But it's crazy because no one ever comes in the defense for us. Never. No one. Never. Not one race. Hispanics love saying nigga this, nigga that, but never can come in the defense for our people. Right. Y'all love our culture. Y'all love our music, the way we dress, body features, all that. But y'all can never sit here and defend us in the time of need. Right. And it's crazy. I think that's so fucked up. So it's just like, I feel it don't make no sense. And it's sad that they can't see with their eyes the difference there is. Right. The division that's between us. I'm sorry. Right. And we're like the least, I feel like we're the least human race.
In their view.
Yeah. Literally. We get spat on, basically, by everybody else. but yet everyone else want to do the things that we do, want to look like us, want to talk like us.
Right. Basically use us.
Yes. For their personality traits. Come on, like, it's just interesting, and I just think I do wish everything gets better. I do wish those cops get evicted for what they did. Like, you know, go to jail for what they did. Y'all killed an innocent man. You do not need 4 people to keep a man down.
Right.
And I don't care. You can have your knee on his back. The fact that it took 4 men to take down 1 man that wasn't resisting and stuff. Right. And that one person had to go put their knee on his neck. That's like, you knew what you was doing at the time.
I was gonna say.
You knew that he. How would you feel if I put my knee on your neck? Like, damn. Like, there wasn't. And it's crazy because it's like, at that point, you haven't pinned your knee on that neck. You have no respect for him as a human being at all. You don't even look at him as a human being. Like an animal, like that was a wild animal or something they were trying to maintain. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. And they've been doing to a lot of black people. You don't never see white people getting harmed like that. Right. And even like, it was just like this man, this white man ran over a bunch of black protesters and one of them died.
Oh yeah, he didn't.
And he didn't get convicted for it. Nothing. He went home to his family.
I was gonna say he was standing behind.
But let that been a black man, they probably would have shot and killed him.
He was standing behind the officers eating the taffy. I seen that.
Like what?
Like,
they was giving him water and stuff like that. But it's crazy because it shows you how serious they take us. Like, they don't take us seriously at all. We don't matter to them, and that's why we yell, "All Black Lives Matter." Right. Just like how that guy was eating a lollipop, drinking some water. Mm-hmm. If it was a black man that did that same treatment should have been brought to him. Right. That black guy, man, should have been eating a lollipop, drinking some water too. Right. But you know dang well that's not going to be the same. That wouldn't be the same at all. It'll never be the same. And I think this whole police thing, like, I don't know, like, how do y'all even get trained? And there's been so many incidents since the Trayvon Martin situation, and it's like y'all still haven't even changed y'all protocols or nothing like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Anything. Y'all haven't improved. Y'all getting worse and worse by the day. Right. And that's crazy. Right. I do pray that everything gets better. I do pray that, like, people realize, like, every single day that we matter. And I hope that we, as the black community, we don't stop fighting. Right. We continue this today, tomorrow, and in the future. We keep it going, because you know we can't. We see how much power that we have together as a whole. How our voice just can be heard. Right. And like I said, no justice, no peace. Like, right. Like it's just like that's it. That's all. And that's what we're gonna have to live by until y'all do what we have to do. Now, out of nowhere, all these big brands want to now, like, what's that Band-Aid company called?
I knew what you're talking about.
Now they want to make Band-Aids for black, brown complexions. All brown complexions. When y'all been could have did that. Right. Y'all made Band-Aids for white people. Right. For their complexion. But y'all could have been did that. Y'all didn't want to because y'all was ignorant. And you're still ignorant. Because it shouldn't take for it to be 2020, George Floyd's death, for it to be big riots and stuff like that, for you to been through that. Or a bunch of businesses to support black people and actually give black people the recognition that they deserve. You know? Right. Without black people, a lot of these brands wouldn't be nothing.
Be what they are.
Be who they are. Right. But, like, you know how many people buy Nikes, Adidas, them black people buy that? While white people wearing Skechers and shit? Come on. We wear that as fashion while they buy one pair and call it a day for a whole couple years.
For a minute.
Like, there be niggas going buying sneakers every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, niggas is in there buying sneakers. Faithfully. Every 2 weeks, a nigga's buying a new pair of sneakers.
Faithfully.
Putting money in your pockets and y'all don't even know how to treat us right. There was some, like, no, that's not that. But I don't know if things is gonna get, I do see progress. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's gonna be the progress that we want. But I do pray that the progress continue and be bigger and better. And to the point there's a change. So people understand that we matter. Right. So people understand they're gonna have to respect us as well. They can't just treat us like anything too. Everything is better. I'm seeing progress. And I can't lie. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done. Right. And that's gonna take years.
Right.
Change doesn't always happen overnight.
Which is fine.
It's fine, yeah. But I want people to know the importance of this.
Right.
And people to know that we're gonna have to keep fighting, to keep going until justice is served.
Right.
Because I think about people like, I'm a black man.
Right.
You're a black man.
Right.
We have other friends. We have fathers, little brothers. It's like, this stuff can continue because it's like, I feel like walking outside, we're an automatic target.
Right.
And it's crazy because I shouldn't have to feel like I'm scared to come outside. I'm scared to go to certain places because what if I get pulled over by the cops or something like that?
Right.
Or I don't want to look a certain way because I don't want someone to assume something about me and that could probably put me in harm's way. And it's just, it's interesting. And I feel as though that's something that we shouldn't have to feel.
Right.
Especially in 2020. So that's all I have to really say. And I hope everything gets better for all of us, especially for our future children, our grandchildren. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Generation.
Yeah. I want everything to just get better.
Right.
I'm tired of living in this cycle.
And I think that whole concept of just like the unity of our people. You know what I'm saying? We're showing now that as a people we can come together and the power that we do have to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's sad that it took his death to show us that now we do have power. Right.
Another life.
Right. To show that it took us losing a life to have us live. If that makes sense.
Mm.
And it's like, that's crazy for us to even think about. But just to conclude everything, I think it's just important that the message that we get across to end this podcast, to end this episode, is the importance of you as a person. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even just all of us finding a way to be divided. Like you said, like all Black Lives Matter. And until you get to that stage of understanding that we are not represented as the majority, we are not represented as any superior piece of anything. We're used, we are manipulated. And I feel like until you have that understanding and you are with us to connect all of us together, then you're going to be against us.
Yeah.
And just to conclude this podcast, any final, we're going to get you a quick spin around, sit back straight up. So that way they get a full view of everything. But just to give them final piece, final positive note, anything you want to say to people before?
Just, I don't know. I feel like, remember, like, just to end it off, remember Black Lives Matter, all Black Lives Matter, today, tomorrow, and forever.
Right.
And, like, this is a fight that we're going to continue to push for and continue to voice on, and continue to just keep pushing until change has been made, until justice has been served.
Right.
So there will be no peace until justice is served. So don't think because, oh, yeah, they got the cops locked up, it's done. No, keep going. Like, keep talking about it. So, yeah.
My man is Evie. It's the second episode. We out of here.
Yeah, I'm always counting ounce at the ounce, pouring like a fountain. Bounce, I run until I found a ton of can bend. Made a plan, then I bring the motherfucking bands in. Counting, my total amount is a mountain. Ounces, at the pouring out ounces and ounces. Bouncing, from county to township. Going way out of my way to make sure my amount flip. I'm counting, my total amount is a mountain. Ounces, pouring out ounces and ounces. Bouncing, from county to township. Going way out of my way to make sure my amount flip. Pockets dense, I remember I was counting cents. School days. Teacher said I wouldn't have